The bit that doesn't actually get talked about as much is the importance of letting go of things to create space to bring in those manifestations that you want. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am joined by the beautiful Hrisi. She is absolutely stunning inside and out, and I'm really excited to have her on today's video because she's going to be sharing with us the techniques she uses to be able to use the moon cycle to manifest more of what she wants into her life. So I cannot wait to hear, so we can all be manifesting with the moon too.
Yes, I've got my notes ready, I've got my mind ready, and we're gonna get into it.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
So I'm really interested in this topic actually. The reason why we're doing this video is because Hrisi and I were talking recently about the different techniques that we use to manifest what we want into our life. So we were exchanging ideas, and when Hrisi mentioned that you can actually add more power to whatever it is, whatever techniques that you use by like synchronizing it to the cycles of the moon, obviously I was very, very interested. I feel like I've been receiving all of these signs lately to learn more about the moon and especially its sort of relationship with women and like our connection to it. I feel like a complete newbie at it still, so I thought, let's just do a video and Hrisi can share what she's learned, share the success as well that you've got from using these techniques. And then hopefully this video can help so many more people out there to be able to add more power to your manifestations. So first of all, why is it better to manifest with the moon, with the moon cycle?
So the reason it's better to manifest with the moon is because really we should be using the natural forces that the universe already has for us. And actually the moon obviously is connected to the earth, so it has a huge influence on the earth with its gravitational pull. So each cycle has a different energy shift that we feel here on earth as well. And also actually the moon is theoretically supposed to control water, and we humans are made up of 60% water, so that's kind of the background of why the moon is so powerful and why we can use it to our advantage and really tactically look at the calendar and see when it's best to think about what you want. So because I've heard that like the tides of the sea are controlled by the gravitational pull of the moon. It would make sense that it wouldn't just be the water in the sea, since we have water inside of us. That makes a lot of sense. And also, like, I've heard a lot of people say that in the modern world we've become disconnected to nature, which is, I think that is without a doubt true. So yeah, if this is a way where we can connect back to the world around us, the moons and stars around us, I think that's really, really interesting. So the new moon is when the sun and the moon, they come into alignment, so it's completely dark, as you said. And basically, just looking at my notes here, what it means is the yang energy of the sun merges with the yin essence of the moon. So energetically, it's time to reflect. It's time to think about what you want to achieve, what intentions you want to set. It's just a time for new beginnings, new projects, new creative ideas. So just think of it this way: the new moon is for new opportunities and new manifestations.
That makes sense. And
the other important cycle is the full moon. So obviously during the full moon, we know what it's like. The moon is really bright up in the sky. It's at its full power. It's really, really powerful. So at this stage of the moon cycle, it's really good to use that power to get rid of any blockages that are getting in your way, that are stopping you and preventing you from achieving your goals. And it's also a good time to reflect as well, but it's a very, very powerful energetic shift that you can use to really release anything that you do not want.
Okay, interesting. So now we know new moon is for setting new intentions, full moon is for letting go of those blockages. So what techniques, what exercises would you do to like during those phases of the moon?
The moon cycle typically lasts about 28 days, and what I do is I look on Google, when is the next new moon cycle? Let's have a look. Yeah, I feel it.
Full moon 2020. March 9th, you're right.
March 9th, yeah.
No wonder I feel the pull to let go of things.
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
I actually found out about all of this through another YouTuber. She's called Stargirl, the Practical Witch on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I love her.
Oh my
With her
God.
blue hair, or
Yes.
whatever colour it is at the moment.
Yes, so I love her, and she posted this video on YouTube saying how to manifest anything in 30 days, and that's where I learned all of this information from. And then I started doing my own research, and she has a little bit of a different ritual that she does. But what I personally did is, so on the new moon, the day before the new moon, I woke up in the morning, I wrote my positive affirmations down, and this is just something that I do every day. It really helps me get into sync, start my day off on a positive note. So wrote my positive affirmations, said them out loud, and then I went up to my room. I really wanted to feel at peace, feel calm, and I put on a meditation. So if you've never meditated before, I'd recommend downloading the Headspace app. Have you used it?
Yes, Headspace is so good, especially as an intro to beginners. Yeah, Headspace is amazing. Or of course, there are some meditation videos on my YouTube channel if you want to check them out.
Check them out. The link will be down below. So yeah, definitely try Headspace if you haven't before. And honestly, when I first tried this for the first time, I was a newbie at meditating, so there's nothing wrong with that. I did my 10-minute meditation, and that just helped me clear my mind and I just felt more aligned with source. Okay, I just felt more in tune with myself.
That's what it does, yeah.
And I felt like I was more mentally prepared to start my ritual. And what it basically entailed was me writing down very specific goals and intentions that I want to achieve for that month, for those 28 days.
Okay.
Now, you have to set intentions which you believe you can achieve, okay? Not something unrealistic, like I'm gonna have 2 kids tomorrow, whatever, you know, something silly like that. You have to believe that you're going to achieve it. And if you don't have the faith, it's not going to happen. So you really need to tune in with yourself, and that's why it's so important to meditate before, just to give yourself that balance. Right.
So you're not feeling stressed or overwhelmed during the process?
No.
Okay.
And it definitely shouldn't be forced. Like if you don't feel like you're in the headspace to do it, just don't do it. There's been a few moon cycles that I've missed and I haven't manifested anything because I just wasn't in the right headspace. So if you don't feel ready, don't force it. After I wrote down my intentions, what I did was I started visualizing how I'm going to feel when I've achieved my goals. I wasn't thinking how I'm gonna get there,
right?
What's the journey going to be like? I was just thinking about the end result. How am I going to feel, you know? What music am I going to be listening to? What am I going to smell like during that time? You know, who am I going to be with in that time? So it's just about visualizing. So I will share with you what actually I wrote down so that it makes more sense.
Oh yeah, I love a good real life story.
Yes, so what I wrote down is I wanted to fix my car because my car just wasn't working at the time. My clutch had gone and it was basically not working for like a few months, and it was just that's it. We're gonna leave it at that. So I wanted to get my car fixed. I wanted to network and you know, just make more connections for YouTube and more creative opportunities.
And then we met. Yes. I'm already seeing this fitting into place. Okay.
I also wanted to progress with my job search because I was looking for a job and I just hadn't heard back from literally anyone that I applied for. And the fourth one was just to get a bit more money because I was struggling financially at this point. So I wrote down exactly what I wanted in my little journal. I visualized it, and then I thought about everything. So I thought about driving my car and how I'm speeding on the motorway and that it's all fine and how safe I feel. And it's really important to think about the emotions. So I just imagine myself feeling safe in my car, you know, carefree, at ease, not worried about it breaking down or anything like that.
Right.
And then with the money part, I just thought about, you know, being so wealthy and abundant in so many ways and not feeling restricted and just, you know, going on holiday, driving a nice car, for example.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, whatever you feel like you're attracted to, that's just what will come into your head. But do not force anything, you know, whatever pops into your head, just go with it, you know, go with the flow.
That's so true. Feeling is the secret with this. Yeah.
You have to feel it. You have to also use your 5 senses. So, for example, you know, when I was doing the financial gain scenario, I was thinking about what perfume am I going to spray? Like, what am I going to smell like? What am I going to wear?
Bougie and abundant.
When I'm abundant. what clothing am I going to wear?
Yeah.
You know? How am I going to feel? Really focus in on the emotion. Okay, so after I visualized everything, I spent about 5 minutes on this. I just felt like I needed more release. I needed to release a lot more feelings. So I just got a pen, I just got a paper, and I wrote down whatever came to mind. And it was things like, I feel safe in my car. I love how wealthy I am. I love how abundant I feel. I love the people that I'm surrounded with. It was just a lot of gratitude pouring out of me. Nice. So I think it's important to also make some time for gratitude while you're manifesting. You need to be happy with where you are now to attract more of what you want.
On the scale, we can like put it somewhere here for you guys to see. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational frequencies that you can vibrate at. So you're right, if you're focusing on what you want but feeling lack and feeling fear because you don't have that stuff at the moment, then that will obviously block what you're trying to manifest.
Resistance, exactly. And because you're also sending out mixed signals into the universe, you know?
True.
You want this, but you're not even happy with where you are now, you know? You have to live in the present moment. I think that's what's very important.
So that's your new moon practice. So setting those intentions for the month, believable stuff that you believe you can achieve, really getting into a feeling state as if you've already manifested those things, and journaling it. And then was there anything else that you did during the new moon?
Yeah, so I just kind of let it rest for that day. And then you can actually use 72 hours of the new moon cycle.
That's good to know, because I've sometimes thought, oh, if I missed it by one day, and is it, you know, has the time frame passed now? So I've got 72-hour window. Good to know.
Yes, you do. So I just left it for that day, and then the next day I was like, you know what? I feel like I want to reinforce everything that I did yesterday.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? I know that I've got 72 hours. I might as well use the full 72 hours.
Yeah.
So the next day, I filled up a nice bath. Lit some candles,
nice,
bath oil, bath salts. You know, it was me time, it was pamper time, and this was again just to reinforce the good mental and positive state that you need to be in to really manifest and connect to what you want to achieve. So I got into the bath and I brought my little journal with me, the one that I wrote my positive affirmations in. It had my intentions in there, and it had my journaling from the day before that was expressing my gratitude. So when I got into the bath, I did again meditation, 10 minutes, headspace, and then I just read through my journal. I read through my affirmations, I read through my intentions, and I read through the little gratitude journaling that I did, and that kind of solidified everything that I had done from the day before.
Yeah, I can imagine it amplified it.
Yeah, it did, because I think in whatever you do in this life, the amount of effort you put into something, you will get back. And the fact that I put so much effort into this manifestation is why it happened for me so quickly, because now I'm going to talk about what happened.
The results,
the
baby!
Day after. Yes,
the day after.
Yeah. So
oh my
the
God.
day after, I wake up in the morning and I get a call at about 10 a.m. and I'm like, who's calling me at 10 a.m. honestly? So I pick up the phone and it's this random woman like, oh hello, is this Christiana? And I'm thinking, oh, it's probably one of these scams. Have you been in a car accident or something? Right, I'm like, yes it is. How can I help?
Yeah, standard.
And she's like, oh, I've got your job application here for blah blah blah. Would you like to come in for an interview? And I was like, oh my god, like I've been applying for jobs for like over a month. I haven't heard anything.
Wow.
And literally the day after I've done my little bath, my little ritual,
wow, I'm
called in for an interview. I'm like, okay, this is good. I'm like, okay. So
amazing.
That really hyped me up.
Yeah.
And actually that job was, so actually my dad was trying to get me that job. So I called him up straight away. I was like, hey dad, you know, that job that you were trying to get me, they finally called me back and they're inviting me for an interview. And he's like, oh, that's great. By the way, just to let you know, tomorrow I'm taking your car to the garage to get fixed. I'm like, ding ding. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's already 2 things off my list that got ticked off literally in 24 hours. Not even that.
That's pretty instant manifestation.
Yeah, literally instant. So I was like, oh, you know, great, whatever, feeling really good about it, but not focusing on my other intentions. I had already let that into the universe. I wasn't like obsessive over my other. And
that's actually an important thing to do, to not be, you know, then waiting for it and wondering when your manifestation is going to appear. Just let go. Let go. I'm sure that helped.
Exactly. So if you think about it, now I just had 2 more things that I had on there, which was to network and just to get a bit more cash, really. So the day after that, I had a appointment that I had to go to. So I woke up really early in the morning. And then I wake up to a message from actually a girl that I met 2 weeks before that. Really cool. She's in like the entertainment business, like social media. And she had messaged me saying, hey, I'm just doing a video shoot with other influencers. Would you like to come down? It will be paid. I was like,
double ticking one.
I was like, what's going on? Like, oh my god. So I'm gonna go there, network with other influencers
and get cash
and get paid for this. Like, this
my god,
crazy. So this was all in the space of 48 hours after I had done my new moon ritual and my new moon intentions. It was like whoosh, like absolutely crazy. So
oh my gosh,
yeah, that was pretty crazy. It was very overwhelming, and that really made me think like, okay, like this is some real shit. Okay, you can really do this. You can, because you know, sometimes you watch these videos and you're like, whatever, it's not gonna work for me. But you can't have that mindset. If you're gonna do this, you have to believe in yourself and believe in what you're asking for.
True. I think it's so good that you're actually sharing your success, because if people are approaching this for the first time and they don't yet have any proof of their own, borrow our belief, borrow our success stories until you have your own. And then I'm sure as soon as you got those manifestations for yourself, your belief must have just exploded.
It did, because when, as I said, when I first did this, I wasn't really into meditating. I was using the Headspace app. I wasn't as spiritual, but I think as soon as that happened for me, I just started researching so much more into it, meditating a lot more. That really fueled my spiritual belief. So yeah, the next thing that I kind of want to talk about is the full moon. So if you've written your intentions down and if they don't manifest in 48 hours like me, don't worry. Do not worry. Don't compare yourself to me. Everyone's timeline is different.
True.
But if you feel like it's coming up to the full moon, which is usually 2 weeks after the new moon, you can really use the full moon to get rid of any blockages and reapply your how should I phrase this? Maybe
realign, just in case you've gone off course.
Yes, realign. I was like reapply, losing my words there. Definitely. So you can use the full moon to realign with what you wanted to achieve, and it's a time, the full moon is really a time to harness its power and use that power to get rid of your obstacles and realign.
Nice. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's almost like the universe created it this way, where you have an opportunity to set your intentions, but if some resistance ends up popping up, if some limiting beliefs start talking you out of where you wanted to head to, then there's that perfect 2-week opportunity, 2 weeks after the new moon, to then clear any negative energy in the full moon. So what kind of ways would you recommend, like practices people could do in order to clear that negative energy during the full moon?
Okay, I think, you know, everybody does everything different, and just because I'm doing it one way definitely doesn't mean you have to follow these steps.
That's true.
I've read a lot of articles, I've seen a lot of videos, and I've tailored this to how I feel most at ease, most comfortable. So do whatever you feel best. So full moon, I like to light a candle. I like to really just relax, meditate, and this is a time of reflection. So while I'm meditating, I'll question myself, you know, what do I think is blocking me? Or I'll think about any resisting thoughts that I might have, and I really think it's so important to release all of that. So again, I get my pen and I journal. Like, that's how I do it. Maybe you could talk to yourself out loud, I don't know, however you feel like, but it's really good to release any of that pent-up energy, whether it's through yoga, meditation, putting a song on, dancing and releasing it, whatever it is. So for me it was a journaling. So I journal how I feel, what I want to release, what do I want to let go of, and then I'll do like a little mantra, do that, and I'll meditate and I'll think about whatever I want to release. And then what I do is I have another bath. Like, I'm a bath girl.
I can tell.
when I want to get spiritual, just have a bath. That's my opinion. So I filled up the bath. Again, went in there, made it really comfy. Again, did my meditation, and everything that I had journaled about, I read it over again and just focused on what I wanted to let go. And this is what I did to kind of cleanse myself. I laid in the bath, and then when it was time for me to end my bath, I just pulled the plug and I let the water just drain off my body, and I was just visualizing how the water is cleansing me, and everything that I want to release is being drained
down the drain.
The drain. So I literally laid in the bath until all of the water had drained out, and I was just like, I'm cleansed. I'm cleansed. I'm releasing any negative energy. I'm releasing any blockages. I'm releasing any resistance. Get rid of any people in my way, any negative thoughts that I might have, any fears, whatever comes to mind, just release it. And then I just had my shower, and again I was just like, okay, release, and that's it. And I just went to bed, and that's it really. It's just about using your mind and visualizing what you want to get rid of. I think the key here is visualization, and I think that's the key with a lot of manifestations. The power of the mind is so great and is so big. So if you can picture how you want to feel at the end of your goals, then that'll definitely help you.
I think that part that you're talking about now, about releasing and letting go of things that might be causing you resistance in your life, or just like energetically stressing you out, sort of just, you know, when you have those things that are just bubbling underneath the surface. I think it's so important to talk about, because a lot of people talk about the how to manifest what you want part of everything, because it's the most appealing, the most attractive. Ooh, if I do this practice, I can get more money, attract my soulmate, or whatever it is that people want to manifest. But the bit that doesn't actually get talked about as much is the importance of letting go of things to create space to bring in those manifestations that you want. It might not be the more attractive part of the process, but it's so essential. And you know, in the modern societies that we live in, there's very few opportunities for people to let go of, especially emotional pain. And actually the majority of humans do have emotional pain that they still have stored in their body, whether it was from an early life experience, or if they got teased or bullied, or if you've ever been like laughed at, if you've ever felt hurt. Those kinds of things, they stay in you, they stay in your body energetically, unless you are intentionally doing some practices where you are letting go of those things rather than dragging them around with you absolutely everywhere throughout your life. This video can just sort of raise awareness about that element, that essential part to the manifestation process. You know, if you've got both parts in place, the setting intentions, you know, visualizing what you want, but then also letting go of the crap that no longer needs to be there, then everything can flow in.
Definitely.
So,
and I think it's just so important to touch base on how important it is to feel, and whatever emotions you're feeling, whether it's a negative emotion, like sometimes I'll just feel really sad, and a lot of the time, and this is what I've learned, is I'd bottle it in, like I'd push it away, like no, let me not cry now, no, what am I crying about, it's fine, like I'll tell myself these little things, but really I haven't released that emotion. So I've got all of these bottled up feelings, all of these emotions in here, and that's something that I'm really working on now, is just releasing. Anytime I feel some type of way, release the emotion, whether it's crying, whether it's calling my mom and talking to her about it, or whatever it is. Release the pain that you're feeling, because trapping it in here doesn't make it go away.
So Hrisi, thank you so much for sharing all of that with us. For me, I feel like I've learned so much on this video. If you've learned anything at all from this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. So have a quick Google after watching this video, see when the next new moon, full moon is, and have a go creating your own version of these practices. And when you get results, make sure to come back on this video and comment your success stories, because there might be other people watching this video thinking, shall I, shan't I? And your success story might be the thing that just encourages them to have enough belief in this and actually do it.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, my absolute pleasure. Make sure to subscribe to Hrisi on YouTube, and you can follow her on Instagram as well. I'll put all the links below to her channel. And of course, if you're not subscribed already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you never miss one of my videos. Until next time, bye everyone. Mwah.